Welcome to Toffee TV. It has been announced Carlo Ancelotti is the new Everton manager. Words that I didn't think I'd be saying, I'll be honest. Steve, Carlo Ancelotti, Everton manager.
Crazy.
Sounds a bit mad,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it's what we were saying. Imagine saying that 4 or 5 years ago that he was going to become Everton manager. It's he's a massive name. His CV is no better out there, really.
Yeah.
4 European Cups, won leagues everywhere he's gone, apart from I think Napoli was the only one he hasn't won it at, but he'd done pretty well at Napoli when he was there, done a really good job. He's the name Mashiri wanted, the Hollywood name. So I'm excited, also cautiously due to what we've had the last couple of years. But I think if he can bring half of the stuff that he's done in his career to Everton, we're in for a positive effect, I reckon.
Yeah, listen, he's managed some of the biggest clubs in the world, and he's had varying degrees of success, Champions Leagues, league titles, cups. Obviously won the double in England with Chelsea, Premier League and FA Cup. And Charity Shield, finished runners-up the second season and was then sacked at Everton, ironically. And a name that a lot of people have a lot of respect for. A name that some journalists were telling us even a few days ago that there was no chance, or very little chance it was going to happen and stuff like that. And so you'd have to say it is a massive statement of intent by Farhad Moshiri. Marcel Brands has given his approval to it as well, so that's always good. And you'd like to think that in Carlo Ancelotti you're going to have someone who is the face of the football club, who can just be that calm voice, taking the team forward, taking the club forward, and allowing, I suppose, things with the stadium now to be almost background news. Marcel Brands doing his job in the knowledge that there's a safe pair of hands at the front of the club. Because I think said this before with Marco Silva, as good a coach as he was in terms of guiding the club as the face of it, I just don't think he was big enough presence. I don't think he was a good coach, because I've said that on here that, I quite liked Marco. He had to go, the right time for him to leave. But I think as a coach, lots of positive stuff about him, his methods and stuff. Match day, he wasn't as good, obviously. But just as a character anyway, regardless of even that, as a character, was he big enough to face what Everton are facing at the moment? Probably not. But this fella has been there, done it, hasn't he? So, like you said, he's got a glittering CV.
And I think with Ancelotti as well, he'll demand a lot from the people above now as well. Not just the team. Like this man, he's worked with some of the best players the world's ever seen, Kaká, Ronaldinho, all those type of players. I think he'll be putting a lot of pressure on this board now to put up or shut up type of attitude, because he's coming in, he's kind of putting his reputation on the line really now by coming to Everton, I think.
Okay.
Because he's coming with this glittering CV. He's won European Cups. He's won every league he's gone to, apart from Napoli. And I think I feel like he's going to be one of those managers. If he doesn't get what he wants, that's when you might start to see a few cracks in it. But I think him as a manager, how can you not, from the players' point of view, you're working with one of the best managers of all time. How can you not have respect for the man? Do you know what I mean? I know the players allegedly like Silva, but there's a difference in liking someone and respecting someone. And I think what with Ancelotti, I just think he'll lift the club's profile so much as well, worldwide, and Everton will be big. Everton kind of might maybe getting taken serious, because I've seen a lot of rubbish during this whole process about, wow, I can't believe Everton are getting this manager. Everton don't deserve a manager like this. And like, we're the fourth most successful team in England. Like, why can't we go for the best man? And I think it's a great appointment, and I think he might I know people before have mentioned Benitez and other managers like that, but I think this man will come in and steady the ship for a couple of years, hopefully, and get us challenging up there, because that's where we deserve to be as fans, and I think his reputation is on the line as well.
Well, we've made the wrong choices, haven't we? Let's be honest. Since David Moyes left, Martinez come in, and for me that wasn't the right choice at the time. But we had a great first season, and then he went to kind of the level I thought he'd go to.
Yeah.
And then, taking managers from Wigan, Southampton, Watford, clubs like that. We just haven't made, certainly since the money come into the club, which should have helped us get better. We haven't had the right choices. And, me and Ped have often said on here is that you're paying players a lot of money. Well, why wouldn't you go and get a top manager?
Exactly.
And this fella, like you just said, you can't really argue with his CV. He's done everything. So you'd like to think that going forward, he will be a positive influence on the club at a time when we're trying to move into a new stadium.
I think he'll bring an element of calmness as well.
Well,
towards for the fans.
The respect
as
is the big thing. Players, he's won everything, so as a player, you have to respect that. When he's telling you stuff, you have to respect he knows what he's talking about. And especially at a group of players who aren't at the very top of their game, you should have ultimate respect for them. And I think we do need that calm presence. And it makes me laugh when people say things like that. How could you get Ancelotti, or how could you do this?
Patronising, really, isn't it?
How could you do that? But that's what people are like, and people will say it because Everton have made bad choices and haven't done very well, and some of it is justified. To us, we're a massive club, but to the average football fan who's only interested since the Premier League started, we've been a top 8 club more than anything else, but for the first part of the Premier League, we were struggling in the bottom half, so you can sort of understand younger kids' views of Everton as a bit like, what are they kind of thing, because we haven't won a cup or anything for 25 years. But it doesn't mean you stop trying to get to be the best. If you just look at his win, he's been at Reggiana, win ratio 41.46%. Parma, win ratio 48%. Juventus, win ratio 55%. Milan, win ratio 56%. Chelsea, win ratio 61%. Paris Saint-Germain, win ratio 63%. Real Madrid, win ratio 75%.
Wow.
Bayern, 70% win ratio. And Napoli, 52% win ratio. Overall, just under 59% win ratio. But Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Milan, Juventus, some big.
That Real Madrid one surprised me, the win ratio.
75%.
Considering the Barcelona team at the time he was up against.
Exactly.
Your Messi,
finished
Xavis,
with
Iniestas.
Plus 220 goal difference.
Wow. I didn't realise it.
Only lost 16 games, won 89.
Wow.
So, I mean, obviously, you're talking about having top quality players, of course.
I get that,
Cristiano Ronaldo is a big part of that, Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
But, a good manager, no doubt about it. It's going to be interesting dynamic with Duncan Ferguson, isn't it? He's obviously, Duncan had come in and done a really good job as a caretaker manager, hadn't he? Excellent. Job. United the club, I feel. Got the fans involved again emotionally with the club, and has got that passion and that desire for Everton to do really well. So it almost seems like it could be a really good fit for Everton.
He always stated that the club needs a world-class manager. He kept...
Yeah, he said he wasn't ready. Listen, he said himself he's not probably ready to take it properly at the moment, but his ambition is to get there, and he felt as though, when he come in here, he said to us, listen, we want the best manager we can get, and he's never moved from that narrative.
No, he didn't. No.
And we've got probably the fellow with the best CV we could have got.
Oh yeah, that's available.
There. So,
definitely.
what do you make of that? Him and Duncan, do you think it's something that could work?
100%, like I mentioned on the video I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I think if Dunk has a world-class manager next to him, I think you'll start seeing Dunk grow and grow and grow. And you might see him maybe go a bit calmer and maybe becomes a bit of a thinker of the game. But for Duncan, I think there's no better manager to learn off, really. Like you said, the couple of managers that we've had in the past, like your Koemans, your Martinez's, your Silvers, has he really been able to learn much and have as much input as he probably might be able to under this manager? Because One thing I've noticed and read up about Ancelotti, he likes his coaches being involved, and he likes to hear their point of view on things. They don't always have to be right. I've read a few times where him and Wilkins disagreed on quite a few things, but he did what's the best for the team at the end of the day. So, and we all know that Duncan just wants the best for the club and the fans, and I'm sure that the good thing for what Duncan's been able to do as well, I think he's made the job made it a lot easier for the next manager to come in now, because he's got the fans back on side, where the fans have been lost for the past 4 or 5 years really. He's got Goodison booming again, and I think he'll make Ancelotti's job a lot easier than it would have been maybe if he'd come in just straight away.
Well, definitely, because I think what Duncan did was he showed you can get a level of performance out of these players. And a lot of people, and I know Ped had some concerns about whether these sets of players, or certainly some of them, were capable of putting those kind of performances in, like we've seen with Duncan. I think we probably all thought that. Are we too soft? Are we capable of rolling our sleeves up and getting involved? And the players have done that for Duncan Ferguson. So if he's still allowed an input, which is all he really wants, is an input into making Everton Football Club a better team and a better club, then I think he'll be happy with that. And if Ancelotti, listen, he's not going to be shouting and screaming. He's going to be the fella who's overseeing everything. He's 60. He's going to be the fella who's overseeing. He's been there, done it. So therefore, if his coaches can get the team ready and he can tinker with it, and then on match days, we might say to Ferguson, get up and you're the one who G's them up on that sideline. And we might see games where he's sat in the stand in the first half, assessing from there, or whether he's on. So we'll have to see. I mean, he is very much a dugout manager, to be fair to him. And the other big thing as well is our crowd can be difficult at times. We know that. But this is a fella that's had to face Madrid. He's had to face Italian fans who are mad. Bayern Munich, loads of demand there for them to be the best, and listen, he's not perfect. No. He's had a couple of issues with Bayern with players like Arjen Robben and people like that. Frank Lampard spoke about him last week, said he's an unbelievable manager and he's an unbelievable fella, and whoever gets him, they're getting a top manager, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it? And I suppose for Everton, it's a show of ambition, but it might just be the first clever managerial appointment we've made.
Definitely. I think with Ancelotti... And
I say might, cautiously.
I know. I think even what reminds me of Ancelotti, when he had his Chelsea days, they seem to have had a really good team spirit when they were at Chelsea as well. Like he got players like Anelka, who was always known as a tough player to manage. I always remember him getting the best out of Anelka when he was at Chelsea. So I feel like he's one of those managers who, he might not show he's got an angry side, but I feel like if you're not doing your job properly, he won't suffer no fools either.
No. You don't get to the top of your game.
No, you know what I mean. He's managed like Maldini, some of the top players we've ever seen in the world. So I don't think he'll be bothered by a few players that we've probably got. So, and that's the thing. That's the challenge for the players to try and prove to this manager that they are the right players for the club as well.
One thing before we finish, what could be a very interesting dynamic as well, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, is the relationship between himself and Marcel Brands. So we know that Brands was very heavily involved in this process. And Ancelotti was someone who he felt Everton should get. But obviously Marcel Brands is tasked with running the football side of it in terms of players and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how the targets maybe of players, how they work together. But Ancelotti does have a young side as well.
When he was at Bayern Munich, he let the people behind the scenes there do most of the transfers. Remember they signed Gnabry from Arsenal when he was there, and Kingsley Coman. So he's got younger players, so he's not scared to play them either, because some of them players were probably at the best when he was there. So
did he give Renato Sanchez his debut as well? Sure
he hasn't really been the same player
really
since.
So
I think it's the first bit of stability we've had with this manager, with a manager, with the name, the honours that he's got. Like you said, in the past they've all been gambles. I don't really see this as a gamble. I can only see it hopefully benefiting us going forward, and attracting maybe a different type of player now, where we may have not been able to attract, or brands might have not been able to attract the player to the club due to the, like, no offence to Marco Silva, like, they weren't really aware of what he's done in the game, and where brands will go to the player now, well, we've got Ancelotti as manager. Where that could change the player's perception of coming to Everton now.
Yeah, possibly.
Reminds me a bit like Man City when they first started, with all the money that they spent, and they had a few hiccups. Mark Hughes, they had Mancini, and then they end up coming across. Obviously, then they had Pellegrini. So we might need just that one manager to change our fortunes. And hopefully,
I think what you need stability, and you need to. I think what it might do is it might calm the natives.
Yeah.
It might calm our supporters down to go, well, he's a good manager, so it's not all the manager. Yeah. You know, I think with someone like Marco Silva, or even Ronald Koeman or Martinez, you're looking at them going, really? Did they know what they're doing? And it allows people to build a narrative against those people that they're not experienced enough, or what have they ever done in the game? And then once that negativity creeps in, it's dead easy then to blame the manager. Yeah. Where at times it's the players, and at times it's circumstance. So if you've got someone who most of the fans are going, we know that this fella's a good manager, you're more likely to be calmer.
Trust his decisions.
You trust the decisions, and you're more likely to be calmer on victories and defeats. So I just think it's going to be really interesting.
That's what I mean, because the amount of times we used to hear under Martinez or Silva, he hasn't got a clue, this bloke. We can't really say that about this bloke.
Really be able to say it over him, but it's going to be really interesting, I think, and as we go forward. And I'm not getting too carried away with it. I'm just going to see what happens. But he's a big name, and probably the best that Everton could have got at the moment. So,
like I said, we'll see. But I think air of caution as well. Of like, you're probably not going to see the football that he wants straight away. Maybe
what I would say, because we're finishing right now, is that he should be able to make an impact straight away, because he's a top manager. So let's wait and see. But the big news, Everton and Carlo Ancelotti are a thing. Carlo Ancelotti named as the Everton manager.
Who would have thought?
Let's see. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you excited? Are you cautious? Can you believe Everton have got him? Let us know. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and join us on Patreon for more videos. Welcome, Carlo. See you later.